Hey, what is up, everybody? Michael Crump back here again, talking about the latest and the greatest in PlayStation Homebrew news and much, much more. So, if you didn't know, I've been away for the last week or so out on holiday. I'm back now, and I am super excited to talk about all the cool stuff that's happened in the scene since I've been gone. So, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it. And we'll start with this organization called PS5 Payload Dev, which has a number of different repositories in it. This is basically where John Tornblum is starting to put all of the work that he's doing with the PlayStation 5. So I like it this way because I can quickly see which of his repositories has been recently updated. So I can see right now the SDK for PS5 payloads, as well as the FTP server was just updated yesterday. Now, if you scroll down into this, you can see obviously some of them being updated last week, and then those that have been updated earlier, which is things like the clog server. So anyways, if you're wanting to kind of monitor some of the work that John Tornblum's doing, definitely you want to bookmark this page right here. Next up, I want to provide an update for PS4HEN v2.1.5. That is something that BestPig and EchoStretch have been working on. Now, this is listed as a fully implemented kernel exploit for the PS4 with HEN, and in this latest update, it has support for a number of different firmwares, including 7.00 all the way through 11.00. Now we can see right here, there's obviously work that is still being done, but at least 7.x is now supported. Now, don't confuse this with GoldHEN. So with GoldHEN, obviously that is a more feature-rich hen or homebrew enabler. So PS4HEN is basically for those that are running firmwares that really aren't that popular. So again, if we take a look at GoldHEN and we look at some of the supported firmwares, we all know that 5.05, 6.71, 6.72, all of these are kind of popular firmwares. Now, what if you're on something that is in between that, maybe something like 10.50? So if you were on 10.50, well, you couldn't use GoldHEN, but if you just simply want to do things such as install PKGs and run fake packages, well, then you could do that with PS4HEN. Now, I do have a video showing you exactly how to use this if you do want to check that out. Next up, let's just go ahead and jump over to some news from Jose. And what it says here is that please test this on your PS4 or PS5. And he says props to Chameleon for noticing this. And what this basically is a new Webkit vulnerability. Now, what is stated in here, he says, was that if this crashes your PS4 or PS5 with an out-of-memory message, then it's a candidate. If it does not, it's not one. Now, there was a few images in here of people wondering if this worked or not, and he responds in this. Now, there was a really great article that was over here by walolo.net where they kind of wrapped up what has kind of happened and what this is. And if you scroll down into this, they also kind of show you which firmwares that this is impacting. So PS4 on firmwares 10.00 to 11.02, and then for PS5 on 6 to 8.60. Now, again, this is just that initial stage. We would obviously need something like a kernel exploit to chain with it, but still something to kind of keep an eye on. Now, if you do want to go ahead and test this out, again, you can point your PS4 or PS5's web browser over to this URL right here. And if you get an out of memory or not enough system memory, then this means your firmware is impacted by the vulnerability. So definitely go ahead and check that out if you would like to. Next up, let's go ahead and switch over to a little bit of PS4 modding news. So I saw this tweet and it was called Testing Code Vein Mods on the PlayStation 4. And so when I went ahead and I started looking at what all was involved, in this video right here. So this is just telling you some of the outfits and some of the costumes it's impacted. I thought it was really, really neat that people were able to take the PS4 fake package game and to be able to do some of these kind of like mods to it. Now, I did reach out to the author and I asked them, hey, basically, you write down here, where did you find the mods? And that these were basically mods that were from Nexus. And so it basically landed me back over here on this site right here. And it was a pack PC to PS4 mod converter tool by Dr. Chan. And this is just a simple tool to convert pack from PC to PS4. And there's a couple of prerequisites in here that you need to use. A little bit more information of the supported game. So it's more than just Code Vein, but it's also these other games right here. Now, one thing to note, you do need to sign in order to get the permission to download this. And if you are interested in this, definitely let me know down in the comments. I was thinking I might make a video about this, but it's all pretty recent stuff. So definitely something that I thought you would be interested in learning about. Next up, there has been an update to Apollo Save Tool version 1.4.5. And in this one, what we can see is that they have added in 9.60, 10.00, and 10.01 firmware support. So again, Apollo Save Tool is this little wonderful tool that allows you to download, unlock, patch, and resign save game files directly on your PlayStation 4. So what we can see is that a number of different firmwares were added in this. But then if you follow the author, what you will see is that there's also a bunch of kind of mini beta builds that's coming out. So like this one, for example, was testing that same Apollo Save Tool with a couple of the more supported firmware. So 8.x, 9.x, and so forth. Now, I will say, even at the time that I'm recording this, author has provided a couple of more versions of this on their site. So definitely check them out if you are interested in maybe a version that isn't currently supported right now. Then we're going to go ahead and switch over to something that is called PPPoN STV Box. So if you remembered, previously there was an LG television, and with that LG television, you could run PPPoN basically by plugging a network cable into the back of the TV down to your PlayStation 4. Well, this is the same author that was behind that, or one of the authors that was behind that, and they have now got this to run on this device right here, which is called an MX-Q Pro 4K. Now, these devices, at least from my initial kind of search, shows that there isn't a whole lot of these, or it isn't like a very popular, sort of brand such as something like the LG, but they run about $25. So maybe if you were looking already for some sort of like Apple TV or Android Shield kind of box, then at least with something like this, you would be able to PPPoN your PlayStation 4. Now, there's a couple of different versions that's listed down here in the compatibility list, so you can check to see if maybe you already have one that matches that. Again, another really, really kind of sweet project for being able to run PPPoN through televisions and some of these kind of TV boxes. And then I did want to provide a quick reminder for those of you that were looking for maybe some of those all-in-one solutions. I did this review on one of the latest PS4 Aliexpress PPPoN devices. So this is one where you could switch between 11 and for 9.0. So definitely check that out if at least you're interested in an all-in-one device or something that was on AliExpress. This device ran about $30. And then finally, I'm going to wrap up things with a tweet here from Death RGH, and that was PS4HEN is open to the public now. Basically, what this is going to allow you to do is to run, obviously, multiplayer games such as Call of Duty on a jailbroken PlayStation 4. So, as you know, you can't connect to the PlayStation Network on a jailbroken PlayStation 4 because you would have to update. and we can't do that. So for those of us that still want to play multiplayer on our PS4s that are jailbroken, you can definitely go and check this out. Now, you do have to go over here to this Discord in order to sign up for it. But hey, I say if the service is completely for free, then I'll absolutely join your Discord if need be. Anyway, thanks you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael, out.